Tune in, Arirang Radio. And for all the latest sports headlines and some of the exciting behind-the-scenes stories on the sports front, we have Park Jae-min joining us in the studio. Good morning, Jae-min.
I'm back. Good morning, everyone. It's Wednesday.
Yeah, and
It's
you're
hump
back.
day.
So,
Let's pump it up. It's pump day.
we need you on Wednesdays, I guess.
Yes, you all need me because it's the hardest, toughest, roughest day of the week. And when I was, working for Arirang for Catch the Wave, I always said Wednesday is not the hump day, it's the pump day.
Oh,
it's the
I
day
like
to pump it up. So let's start it.
So which topic are we starting with?
Yeah, before we start, did you watch Captain Marvel?
Not yet, but
Not yet.
I heard it was very good.
It is actually really good, and I just saw that movie 2 days ago, and it is amazing. It's one good movie, and because these days throughout Korea, the issue is always ladies' power. So for today, let me start with some sports news from the ladies players.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so Park Ji-soo from KB Stars of WKBL, the Women's Korean Basketball League, wins the title. So we're going to start with this news. Cheongju KB Stars won their first ever championship title in the Women's Korean Basketball League, WKBL, on Tuesday. The WKBL Championship Series is played in a best-of-5 format. And KB Star just swept the series. They swept the series, and this is the first time for this club winning a Champions title in their history.
Oh.
So yeah, this is actually also they won the regular season as well. So regular season champion, final season champion, final series champion. So this is a whole new story written for the WKBL.
I remember talking about women's basketball a few weeks ago with you. Was it Park Ji-soo that we talked about?
Yes, Park Ji-soo. I mean, she's a blast. I mean, I don't even know how this is possible. So, third year of a professional player, she was the key player to win the title championship for KB Stars, and she's only 20 years old right now. She's only 20 years old. Park Ji-soo won all 83 votes to take the MVP award by winning championship MVP. Park became the second player in the KBL history since Jung Sun-min during the 2007-2008 season to win the championship MVP in a unanimous decision. She's only 20 years old.
And she contributed a whole lot to this win of Cheongju KB Stars,
Yes,
is that right?
yes. So scoring 25 points and picking up 12 rebounds per game in the playoffs. So 25 points. So let's say, how many points do you think they point for a game?
Usually?
Yeah, usually.
80?
80. WKBL, 40-minute game is almost around 50 to 60.
Oh.
So almost half of the score, of the points, is scored by Park Ji-soo, a 20-year-old player.
And she comes from the WNBA, right?
Yes. So she, as she was drafted for the WKBL, she had an idea that why not, taking my talents to United States. So she did move on to KBL, from WKBL to WNBA, which they have a different season. So she did, do well in WNBA, but still not like WKBL. So she still has a bright future.
Right.
And the reason why we say that she has a bright future, she won bronze medal at 2015 FIBA Asia Cup when she was only 16.
16 years old.
She was only 16. So
wow.
She was at the international level when she was only 16. So WNBA is the toughest and the toppest level basketball league in the world for women's. So, she has the power. I think she has the strength enough. So it's just a matter of time when she will take the the spot in WNBA.
Right. I've seen many articles reading that she's an MVP, both in terms of performance and personality. So a lot to expect from her. And you also have some baseball news for us today.
Yes, we do have a baseball news. So we were talking about basketball and we were talking about baseball for a few weeks. And it's finally, MLB is starting this week.
This week.
This week, Major League Baseball. Well, baseball, we're talking about baseball. Some countries they don't really know what baseball is.
Is that right?
That is right. The reason why baseball was kicked out from the Olympic Games after 2008 is because baseball is only played in some countries.
I thought it was a universal sport.
It's not really globally popular. Well, but still in Korea, the top three, the big three's pro sports is baseball. One of it is baseball. So we're going to talk about baseball. We talked about Ryu Hyun-jin. Ryu Hyun-jin will be starting pitcher for the Los Angeles Dodgers on Thursday in their Major League Baseball season opener against Arizona. This never happened for Korean pitchers. After Park Chan-ho. This is never happened for 18 years.
18 years.
So 2001 was the last time for Korean pitcher starting the season as the starting pitcher. So Ryu Hyun-jin becoming the starting pitcher for Los Angeles Dodgers is really big news in Korea right now.
It
and
is
that
remarkable.
means that Ryu Hyun-jin is really a valuable player for LA Dodgers right now at the moment.
And we had news that Kang Jong-ho is enjoying a strong spring with the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Yep, so we have some pitchers, we have some hitters, but pitcher, Ryunjin is taking care of it. And hitter, we have the King Kang. King Kang is back. He hit 7 home runs, which is the rank number 1 for the preseason home run race. Rank 1. I mean, think about it. It's MLB. Every world-class players just work hard the whole season to play for the MLB team. And Kang Jong-ho is topping the chart with the most home runs.
So after that long layoff with him involving in all these DUI issues, he is setting a new record here.
He is setting a new record, and officially King Kang is back. And not only King Kang, Kang Jong-ho, Choi Jin-man, who represents Tampa Bay Rays, is also had. Batting average is at 0.375, which is really high. Really high. That's actually ranked number 4 for the designated hitter list.
Oh.
Well, we also have Choo Shin-soo. Maybe you ever heard Choo Choo Train.
Right.
Well, as a matter of fact, Choo Shin-soo is still a little bit cold.
Okay.
He's a little bit cold, but it's only preseason. So looking forward for Choo Shin-soo comes back to its station and just show a new record of on-base streak, which he made for 52 games last year.
Okay, well, looking great. I'll be back with Chaemin to continue on with our sport talk after a song break. Here's Han Ol singing 봄날에 만나자. Let's meet in springtime. Jimin is here with me now in the studio for our sports segment. So we talked about basketball, women's basketball, and the opening of the MLB and the Korean players to look for in this season. And you also brought us one sport per week. You're bringing us one sport per week to go through its history and where it stands now.
Yes.
What sport do you have for us today?
Okay, so in academic fields, or sports, when we call this sports or not, we always ask the question, is it part of Olympic Games or not? So if it's officially part of Olympic Games, if it's officially Olympic game discipline, then it's a sport. But if it's not, we don't call that a sport in academic fields.
In academic fields.
Yeah. Well, there are some debates about that. So I'm gonna, introduce you some disciplines which is officially part of Olympic Games starting from this week. And starting with my favorite, basketball. Of course, it's basketball. So everyone loves basketball. Everyone knows basketball, but they don't really know the history. So let me cover it a little bit. So it was invented in 1891. By Canadian-American gym teacher James Naismith in Springfield, Massachusetts, United States. Well, basketball has evolved to become one of the world's most popular and widely viewed sports. So everyone knows Michael Jordan.
Of course.
Yeah, Michael Jordan.
We grew up with him.
Yeah, or nowadays LeBron James or Stephen Curry. We all know Stephen Curry.
Uh-huh.
That is how basketball is so big worldwide. So when Naismith, when he was a gym teacher, he always thought about how to go throughout the winter season. So it's long just New England winters it's a blizzard. It's so
Right.
cold. So he always thought about, is there any sports that he can invent for the students to keep their physical condition?
So any sport that they can play indoors
Yeah.
during that cold season.
And one day he saw 2 peach baskets on the floor. So he was thinking about, why not? So he hung the basket on the wall and took out the bottom line and gave the soccer ball. At the beginning of basketball, they play with a soccer ball. And then the basic rule was just put the ball inside the basket, and the more team who takes the basket more, then wins the game. That was the beginning. So back in the days when they didn't really have the technology to build a professional basketball, the soccer ball was played for basketball until 1950s.
Wow, so it's like almost not a century, but like 5 decades they played with that soccer ball.
Yup, no dribble. No dribble. It didn't bounce. I mean, think about that.
Then do they just carry it and
They
run?
carried it. They can only bounce the ball when they pass the ball. It didn't bounce from the floor. So when you play basketball, when you dribble, when you cross over somebody, ankle break, do something, that happened after 1950s. When one guy, Tony Hinkle, searching for a ball that would be moved visible to players and bounce on the floor. So the modern basketball just came up about like 60 to 70 years ago, and basketball history is not that long.
Then how old is NBA?
NBA is almost with the same age as basketball. It's almost 70 years as far as I know. And well, basketball in the United States, when we talk about basketball, the United States national basketball team is also known as the Dream Team. So why it's Dream Team, the reason is because they participated in Olympic Games for 17 times and won 15 gold medals. They only missed 2 times.
Wonder which country secured that remaining 2 times.
It was once Spain. And I remember it's Argentina or somewhere. Yeah, I forgot it. So in the United States, basketball is not a sport, it's a culture.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
really.
that's why basketball in the United States is so strong. And maybe it's spring and almost the cold weather is almost gone. So if you guys want to just bounce a ball, it's time.
Okay.
Yep.
We always have Hangang River Park where you can play basketball outdoors.
Yes.
Okay, well, thank you, Jamie, for the coverage.
Thank you for having me. Have a nice week.
And that does it for today. Before we go, a quick thank you to our listeners and our staff, producer Tajunmi, writers Yoon-sun and Yoon-seyoung, and engineers Kim Young-tae and Kim Dong-soo. We have Lee Jin with a date from the film A Good Rain Knows, taking us out today.